Welcome to Hatman Strikes Back Daily Boxing News. So it was made official a few days ago. Moses Itauma will take on Dillian Whyte on August 16th in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This matchup will top the bill with the likes of Nick Ball and Anthony Kakachi on the undercard. Now, I've just uploaded a provisional film study about Itauma versus Dillian Whyte on my Patreon page, on the boxing tier, the Boxing Brotherhood. And I'm pointing out some of the mistakes that Itauma makes, some of the mistakes that other people have highlighted, but also some of the mistakes that Dillian Whyte makes or the flaws he has. And the vast majority of fighters have flaws. And while analyzing the video footage, I explain my view that because of Itauma's youth and speed and reflexes, I think he has a much better chance of getting away with certain mistakes he makes than Dillian Whyte does, who is a much older, much slower heavyweight. So to lay my cards on the table right from the jump, I fully expect Moses Itauma to beat Dillian Whyte and do so inside 6 rounds. If he catches him clean in the first round, it could end there and then. But I suspect Dillian Whyte is probably wily enough and awkward enough to make it out of the first, but I wouldn't put a great deal of money on it. So I'm saying Itauma inside 6. I think this is very good matchmaking from Frank Warren because, for one, he's got both fighters signed, so no matter who wins, Frank Warren wins, but more so because this fight serves to boost Moses Itauma's profile. Although there's a lot of hype about him in the boxing community, he's not widely known outside of the boxing community. A win over Dillian Whyte, particularly an impressive win, would open him up to a whole new audience. So while there are other fighters who may stand a better chance of giving Itauma rounds, people like Jermaine Franklin, there's more upside as far as raising Itauma's profile with a Dillian Whyte. And as I say, Dillian Whyte is a wily, experienced campaigner. He will show Itauma certain things that he hasn't seen before in a pro ring. Yeah, he sparred the great and the good in the gym with 18-ounce gloves on and headgear, but under the bright lights with the small gloves on where it counts, Dillian Whyte will be by far and away the best opponent he's faced so far on paper. Dillian Whyte has deteriorated significantly over the years, physically, particularly with regards to his punch resistance, but mentally, he's still there or thereabouts. I don't think he's quite as formidable mentally as he used to be, but he's still no pushover. Dillian is a very alpha character, very proud, and he's certainly not going to come in here to lay down against Moses Itauma, especially when you consider the fact that Dillian Whyte's son is actually older than Itauma is. How wild is that? Yeah, Dillian Whyte first became a dad at the age of about 12 or 13. Real bad man, that's right. Yeah, he's not going to want to lose, certainly not get knocked out by somebody younger than his own son. So he'll be extra motivated. I'm sure he's going to train extremely hard and he'll give it everything he's got. Whyte is 37 years of age, born in Jamaica, but fighting out of Brixton, South London, listed at 6'4", but I reckon he's closer to 6'3", maybe even 6'2.5". A record of 31-3. All 3 losses, crucially, coming by stoppage or knockout. All 3 were quite brutal, truth be told, and they were all from uppercuts. But he is coming off back-to-back wins against Jermaine Franklin, Christian Hammer, and Ebenezer Tete. He didn't impress in any of those fights, though. Contrast that with Moses Itauma, who is 17 years Dillian Whyte's junior, stands 6'4.5", 79-inch reach, perfect record so far of 12-0, 10 by way of knockout. Born in Slovakia, but now fighting out of Chatham in Kent. This will be his first time headlining the show, and as I say, it will be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And the poster for this fight reveals that it will happen in association with the Esports World Cup, which is some type of video game tournament. A lot of these Riyadh season cards over the past year or so have been associated with video games like Fatal Fury and whatnot. So I guess it's kind of a marketing thing. More interestingly, and hopefully, to me, however, is the fact that the poster does not reveal which broadcaster will air this event yet. As I say, it's got the Esports World Cup on there, Queensbury Cellar, Ring, and Matchroom, but no broadcaster. Obviously, I'm holding out hope that this might land on Netflix, just like Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. I say that because DAZN are moving in a way which is unsatisfactory to customers or would-be customers. So I'd like to see a lot more of these Saudi shows land on Netflix. I'm sure there are going to be some pessimists out there who will automatically dismiss the notion that this show will land anywhere other than DAZN. But to those people, I say, if there was no chance whatsoever of this show happening on Netflix, if it's so automatic that it will take place on DAZN, then why is DAZN not on the event poster? There's a reason for everything. And there's a reason for DAZN not being on the event poster when everybody else is. The promoters, seller, the Esports World Cup, etc. but no mention of a broadcaster. That to me suggests that the broadcaster for this event is still being discussed behind the scenes. Now, perhaps DAZN are by far and away the front runners. Could well be the case. I'm not telling you that this is definitely going to land on Netflix at all. I'm just saying I'm hoping it will. And I think there's some possibility that it will. I can't imagine that Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is just a one-off. I think there will be a working relationship moving forward between the Saudis and Netflix as far as boxing events. Some type of working relationship. Canelo Crawford will be the first of many. The question is how many? I hope that this show is one of them. So yeah, to sum up, I think Moses Itauma wins this fight by stoppage inside 6 rounds against Dillian Whyte. Does Dillian Whyte have a chance? Yes, of course he's got a chance. It's heavyweight boxing. He'll be by far and away the most experienced fighter that Itauma's been in with so far as a pro. Yes, he sparred the great and the good, but under the bright lights with the small gloves on, he ain't been in there with anyone like Dillian Whyte as far as experience, punching power, even boxing brain. If I were to put percentages on it, I'd say, in my mind, it's 70-30 in Itauma's favor as far as probability of victory. If Dillian Whyte did pull off the upset, and it would be an upset as far as the odds. If you go check the bookmakers, they've got Itauma a firm favorite. So it would be an upset with the bookies, but it certainly wouldn't be Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, would it? Itauma's still just a prospect. Prospects lose all the time. But that's the way I see it. Let me know how you see it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And also, check out my Moses Itauma Dillian Whyte First Look film study on my Patreon page in the boxing tier, The Boxing Brotherhood. If you want to access this video along with hundreds of hours worth of other exclusive boxing content, as well as our members chat, just head on over to my Patreon page and select the tier called The Boxing Brotherhood. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Just download the app from the Play Store or the App Store. Are you surrounded by mindless bots in human form who adhere to the norm and blindly conform? Who swallow all the mainstream BS and actually ridicule you for questioning things? Do you wish you had more free-thinking individuals in your life to network and converse with? Well, look no further. We're right here. Come and join the Brotherhood of Reason on Patreon. You'll gain access to my weekly topical content where we take deep dives on an endless variety of subjects, as well as my vast back catalogue of podcasts, videos, interviews, movie decodings, and my Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You'll also get to talk and network with myself and hundreds of other people in our members chat. You can enjoy all this via the Patreon app or on desktop and download all my podcasts in high-quality MP3. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Just download the app from the Play Store or the App Store, or simply visit patreon.com on a web browser. Then head on over to my page and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. All the links are in the description box below. And just a quick money-saving tip for Apple users. If you purchase your Patreon subscription on the desktop site or on Android, then you'll avoid the ridiculous 30% fee that Apple charges for purchases made on the iOS app. So if you're on iPhone or iPad, save yourself some money by buying your subscription on the actual Patreon website or on Android because it's a lot cheaper. Once you've made that initial purchase, you can then use the Patreon app on your iPhone or iPad thereafter to access and enjoy your content as normal.